The following is intended only for mature audiences. Viewer discretion advised.
The 1130 Podcast and 1130 Entertainment presents Beyond 1130.
Yo, what it do, everybody, man? It's Thursday. We back at it. It's another episode of Beyond 1130, man. Appreciate everyone tuning in. We are live here on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, you name it, you guys, man. Once again, welcome everyone to Beyond 1130. Grown folks are talking. All right, you guys, before we get into the good stuff, man, and bring on the crew. If you're new to the show and if you haven't done so already, I don't know what you're waiting for. Definitely do me a huge favor. Like it, leave a comment, share it, and definitely subscribe. And don't forget to follow the 1130 podcast on all social media platforms. All right, man. Now that's out the way, you guys. I'm going to bring on the crew. I got with me, man, the wonderful, the one and only Holly. Holly, how's it going?
Hey, it's good. It's been a good day, nice week. Coming down off that hangover from my birthday last week. Just feeling really good week.
And that's what's up. That's what's up. How was it?
It was really fun. I had a really great time. I had a nice little party at a nice little place that had a patio, so we sat outdoors, and my family, some of my closest friends came. One of my friends from high school was the bartender at the bar. That's how I found out about it. So it was a good time. I made my dress, so I was all night. I just kept going, oh, thanks, I made it. Thanks, I made it. So it was great. It was a good time.
Awesome.
They pumped me full of Don Julio. I was drunk for at least 2 days after, but it was so fun. And I'm
All
back.
right.
So it wasn't that bad.
All right. You back to normal, feeling good though.
And
Sounds awesome. Definitely sounds awesome. Also, you guys be bringing on your favorite no bullshit therapist, Chanel. How's it going? What's
It's
goody?
going like it's going, baby. Doing what we do. You know what I'm
Hey,
saying?
that's what's up. Doing
Seeing
what
the
we
people,
do.
treating the people, helping people with their mental health. You know what I'm saying? I did see Harley's dress on her social media. It was so cute. Mhm.
thank
You
you.
made it.
I'm like, thanks, I made it.
Hey, that's what's up. We doing what we do here on this Thursday, Beyond 1130, and we gonna bring on my guy, Brian B. What's going on with you,
Brian
partner?
Bird.
Yo, what up, yo? It's fucking hot. How about that? Let's start there.
Right there.
Fucking hot. Trying to be a hot. I walked
Yes, it
outside because
is.
I'm home. I'm home a lot. So it's like
Uh-huh.
when I go outside and shit, I'm like, all right, whatever. Like I'm not expecting it.
Right.
But it's starting to be so hot that the damn air conditioner is trying to not work. I'm like, damn, y'all fucking wilding.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's about 100 degrees here in DC.
That shit crazy. That's not even
Yeah,
normal.
that
Like
it's
you live
not.
like you live in the desert or some shit.
Yeah.
I think it's a desert where we all live right now here in America. How hot it is outside, about
Crazy.
100 degrees, 102 degrees though. But hey, that's what's up, you guys, man. We all here on another Thursday, episode 3 of Beyond 1130. Chanel, Holly, and Brian B. Shit, we was talking about something right before we jumped on live, you guys, man. And we actually want to share it with you and discuss it with you. I think Brian B was going at it. So Brian B, go ahead and kick it off for us.
Yeah, man. So I was chilling and I'll be on TikTok just bullshitting. And I had saw apparently something just happened in the Olympics. There was a boxing match between women's boxing. And so the original story is that hold on one second, because my kid is wilding today. Hold on.
Hey, that's what happened when you got kids. I had to make sure I went to go. I gave him a bath real fast and put him to sleep. He was out like a light within like 15 minutes. I said, "Oh, thank gosh, though. I ain't even hurry up to do that."
Yeah,
But
they know I don't play
I
that
know
shit
it
either.
Right.
They've been wilding. Kids been wilding lately, man. I was recovering from that shit too. But yeah, man, I was watching it in the female boxing match on the Olympics, and apparently the story that's coming out is one of the opponents was either transgender or they had both chromosomes or something of that nature, basically. And this is just with this boxing story. Like this actually has been happening a lot in sports recently.
Right.
And I kind of just made a video to address it, man. It was just one of the things where it's like, you know, so luckily somebody in the comments kind of like gave me a little bit more info, so I was researching it a little bit more.
Okay.
But I kind of just made a video just speaking about how, you know, this age of acceptance that we live in, it really is starting to break boundaries and you know, cause us not to have boundaries. And I don't know how healthy that is, man. I don't know how healthy that is for children. I don't know how healthy that is for any kind of development where it's just like everything is being completely accepted and there is no kind of limitations or understanding of any kind of reasoning or rationalization. Like you can't live in a fucking anarchy, bro. It cannot be some. There's got to be some kind of at least balanced structure. And of course, I always say this. I make sure I always say respectfully, because nobody should also feel like they can't be themselves or express themselves to a degree.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I'm kind of lost in this argument at this point, because I am a firm believer, like, yo, people need to kind of understand where they're coming from. You need to be able to raise your child. You can't have all of these open fucking doors for everybody just to always have opportunities to walk through. So structure has to start becoming a little bit more at least discussed, man, because it's shit is going wild right now, in my opinion.
Let's discuss it. So just so I can understand, so it was a boxer who you said it was transgender, and basically
it's coming out that, well, the info is basically the woman boxer, who was, you know, undeniably a woman, she was in the match and she was like, man, fuck this shit. She just stopped because her opponent she got disqualified for having both chromosomes. So I'm still trying to figure out if this is just a genetic situation where she's a woman, because that happens too. Yeah, but because of the world we live in now, there are literally, this is how I said it in the video. No bullshit either. I can me Brian B. I can wake up tomorrow and say, you know what? I don't feel like a man anymore. I feel like a woman. And I can go ahead and not change much. I could just say, hey, no, excuse me, but I miss, not Mr. Miss. Right. And I can go to the fucking sports, you know, journey and do whatever I gotta do and say, hey, I want to participate in women's sports. Excuse me, sir. Miss. And they have to fucking respect it. And they have to respect it. Yeah. And that's fucking crazy. I don't give a fuck what anybody wants to say. I don't care what I accept.
Do that. I feel like in society, I've never seen anybody like live as a man and then wake up one day and say, nope, I'm a girl, and the world forces the acceptance. Most of these people have been little boys that was wearing the towel since they were younger. I can understand
where you're coming from. Yeah.
I'm like, in a wide range of things, I understand, like, people get upset and go crazy, but the thing that the people are going to bat for are the little boys that started that way. I understand what you're saying, and I understand that if we don't address it and have the conversation, it can get to that point, but we're not at the point that you're saying, Brian.
We definitely are. No, we didn't. Harley, listen, let me tell you something. We ain't going to agree on this one. We definitely are. There's no doubt about it.
If you have no history of it, you're going to get a harder time. Nobody's just going to be like, okay, he's okay.
No, that's I wish it was like that, to be real with you. And you want to know something? Out of respect to the people who are dealing with that, out of respect to the people who are confused with their sexuality, who are confused with their identity, I wish it was like that. But what we have is a world where gratification is more acknowledged than the actual sexual preference of a person. Because everybody wants to feel entitled. Everybody wants to feel accommodated. So you literally have men with fucking beards who are 50, 60 years old. A lot of them are sexual fucking predators. And they're literally just saying, this is what I want to be now. I have the opportunity, taking advantage of the opportunity. And there's a lot of that. So yeah, I cannot agree with you in that situation.
Yeah, I'm like, maybe I'm skewed by my experience, and if that's the case, I'm grateful that I'm not seeing those things, because in my experience, the people who I speak up for, when I have this conversation of there should be more acceptance, I'm speaking up for the little boy who, when I was a little girl, knew that he should have been playing with me and I've never referred to this boy as a boy. Yeah. He's never struck me as that. Those are the people who I've experienced, and those are the people who I always fight this argument for. If people are genuinely living their lives as masculine as I know you have lived your life, and wake up one day and decide that, and the world is forcing acceptance on us, I can understand the argument.
You understand that, yeah. I feel like there's some, and I feel like both of y'all are right? Because I see both, right? And I'm definitely an advocate for the community, and and the deal that I see where Brian is coming from is like I definitely have I have an issue with a transgender person participating in an event. I feel like that there should be just like there's women and women against women, men against men. There should be transgender against transgender.
I said that shit a million times.
That makes it fair and
for real.
You know what I'm saying? That makes it appropriate because if we're going to separate it by gender, then separate it completely, but create a category for them to because they deserve to be able to participate like everybody else. You know, like and all that. But it
should just be ambiguous because that includes the people with the chromosome issues.
Exactly.
There you go. Y'all fixing the problem right now. That's really what it is.
Right.
That's really what it is.
A man against a woman in a competition, it's an unfair deal, right?
It is,
and all that. So if you put somebody in there that was originally born a certain way, whether they taking hormones, not taking hormones, whatever it is, that's going to alter them, but to an extent, right? And
Shondell, I'm sorry. Let me tell you one thing on it, because this is listen. Look how much they have tried to make equality happen in sports alone, from performance enhancing drugs, cocaine, weed. Like they don't want you to take any kind of fucking substances that can enhance your shit. So now when you got a situation like we're talking now, but all of a sudden the fucking rule book goes out the window because of the kind of community that's been built of acceptance, because nobody wants to make anybody feel a type of way. That's literally if you think about it, that really is the only reason. Now it is a combination of people have done people wrong and made people feel bad, and you never want that. Nobody wants that. So now we've chosen, instead of be fucking rational and reasonable, to just jump all the way to the fucking right side of the diameter.
Exactly.
And there's no fucking complex at all now. Now it's just, hey, listen, we can live in a world as free as we want. If I identify as a fucking camel, I identify as a camel. You better respect my decision because I live in this world and I deserve it. That's fucking craziness, bro. We should be able to have that kind of reasonability.
I respect all you guys answers and responses, though. I think is very, very, very intelligent, though. But I think this is a very awesome topic, and also a topic to discuss, because I understand, like, from Holly's perspective, you'll get a little boy and you'll just be like, wait a minute, man, something about him, man. He just, I don't know. But then also on the part where it's like, I got a little 2-year-old now, and of course when he grows up, I know Warren talked about it before. It's like if you got a little 5-year-old little boy, and he got a question, Dad, like, Dad, why did that man got a wig on? Like, so it creates so many, confusions. And it's like, well, like, how the hell do you explain that in a world where it's like everyone is like Brian said, needs to be accepted and want to. It's like, there's a whole community out there, and of course that's all cool and dandy. But I understand it from, a parent's perspective. It's like, hold up, wait a minute. Like, if you're a boy, you're a boy. Like, I don't even know how to, in a way, to explain it all the way.
That's a matter of education.
I think that's where we start to lay our own foundations. There will never be a universal truth, and I don't think there will never be a universal spot on the spectrum to land at. In your household, that can be not okay. And when your son says, why does that man have a wig? I believe that you have a right to say, in this house, that is not okay. But I believe you should also have the part of the conversation to say, but in his house, that's okay. So we're not going to be mean to him.
Exactly.
But you are also gonna, I want you to understand that in my house, that's not okay. And I won't be mean to you if you decide to do that.
Do it. Right.
We're gonna have to have a real conversation, like I'm talking about this man, because that's his choice. And he chose that for himself. And I'm not gonna disrespect him. But I also know, but that's not welcome in my house. I think there's a respectful way to have that conversation. And I think sometimes we get so angry, especially fathers get so angry, that conversation comes out in a way that does become offensive. And that's when we get to the point where the community is standing up, because it's like, you don't have to say it that way to say, son, that's okay over there.
Right.
That's okay over
Right.
Because there will never be a universal truth. There are places in this world where people have developed gills to be able to live in very wet climates, because that's how their life is. They have a certain type of skin because of the way the sun hits the place that they live. We will never all believe the same thing. I think it's the way you speak and indoctrinate the children in your life based on your own beliefs, and understand that they can hear everything that you say and go opposite.
Right.
And that's a very true, that's a very, good way of putting it. Like I do the same thing with my kids, especially in today's world. Like I have nieces and nephews. I got killed in all the across the fucking board at this point. Just graduated high school, all of that. So it's like I talk to them all the same way. Like, hey, listen, that's what your friend want to do. That's what they like. Don't ever disrespect nobody. People are different. Nobody's supposed to be the same. That to be honest, that's one of the reasons, like Harley just said, that we are having so many fucking issues, because it's getting to a point where nobody wanted to accept anybody for being different. So now everybody's just radically fucking being different and forcing you. And that's where it's like now it's the opposite side of the spectrum, because nobody wants to feel like, hey, listen, and I'm just saying, just for me, bro, I'm not going to even fuck with you. Like, if I'm sitting here doing something, most of the time, I'll just ignore race altogether and just be like, or whatever. And be like, hey, listen, how you doing? Yeah, oh yeah, no problem. Yeah. And just completely just leave the ma'am. But sometimes I'll still like, hey, how you doing, sir? Like, how you doing? And I've been hit a couple times, like, excuse me, yeah, actually, it's miss. And I'm stuck here like a fucking like a deer in headlights. Like, oh, it is. Okay, I guess it is. Like, because you have to
you have to
that
respect
like, you have to have that fucking acknowledgement of like, okay, well, that's what you're choosing. Like, I'm not wrong, but that's what you choose. Okay, so you just shrug your shoulders and say, oh, okay, miss. Okay, like I'll play along, because at the end of the day, bro, like at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying?
Her perspective, like your perspective, you see them as what you see them. They see them as our perspective, opposed to like this doesn't exist at all. No, it doesn't exist to you, and that's okay. But if it exists to them, it's like cool. I respect that, but I'm not gonna talk to you no more because I'm not about to be slipping up by mistake. So I'm about to get up out your way.
Is there any kind of like degree where we can like understand that? I don't know. I don't know, bro. It's when everybody starts talking.
Where you trying to come from, though?
Because perspective is hard, man. Perspective
is hard, perspective is what their reality is.
And it's like
there's nothing that is real except for your perspective.
It's completely ludicrous without everybody else agreeing to that. You can do that. You can say that when you say yes, ma'am, even though you see a man that you're playing along, you can say that and believe that, but that's your belief alone. Nobody else has to join you in that.
Right. Exactly.
But what is reality then, though?
Reality is your perspective. Because how many
reality is
that's crazy. I don't know how to understand that shit. I'm not disagreeing with y'all, but you gotta listen to like how y'all explaining it too.
Okay, so
everybody's reality is ideology then.
Let me see if I can put it in this perspective.
Yes.
So as an intern, I worked with my first person who has schizophrenia, right? And they came in and the guy was like laid back, cool or whatever, but his best friend was not present for the rest of us to see, but it was present for him. And that was his ace boon coon, he said. And this was he was from outer space. He was a Martian, and he believed cold-heartedly that because he could see it, he could hear him. And so what happened in that session was I believed him. Mm-hmm. I believed him from his perspective, right? And stuff. And his sister was sitting there. And she watched me interact and talk to him and this and that. I asked him about his friend. I asked him about their relationship, how long they've been friends, except I went through the whole gambit. They was going on this out of town, out of space trip soon and all the things, right? And I did not treat him like I was placating him, right? I genuinely treated him that is your perspective. How is your friend doing, right? Mm-hmm. And it was and his sister brought him in because he had stopped eating and sleeping and all that stuff or whatever. And so I addressed that. Well, why we not eating? Why we not sleeping? But, well, I've been up all night planning this trip, blah, 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 whatever. Mm-hmm. Well, dude, you and your ace boon coon gonna have to start getting some rest or you're gonna miss the trip, right? And all that. By the time I finished talking to him, he was inviting me on that trip. Okay? And he said he like you. He think you cool. Like you should come on a trip with us.
And Brian, another more tangible example of this, the movie Shallow Hal.
Oh,
yes.
Jack Black's character saw knockouts wherever he went. He was pissed the fuck off when his friend brought him back to reality. Yes. I was having a good time.
Right. But it wasn't reality though.
It
At the end
doesn't
of the
This
day.
matter.
is
I'm
reality.
No.
What did
Yeah,
you say?
yeah.
Jack Black said, I saw a knockout. I don't care what
I
everybody
don't care
else.
what anybody else saw.
Of course. Why would you? Like, because you're living in a fantasy. Anybody
that's
can live in a
okay.
fantasy. But no, it's not okay though, because
How?
there's ramifications for living in a fantasy. Okay. I'll give you guys another example. I think I referenced a show called Louis. It was a show called Louis I watched. I love the show. It's a great show, comedic show. It was on Fox FX for a while before he started getting in trouble for sexual shit.
Mhm.
He has 2 daughters. One episode, one of his daughters, the younger one, she was still like, let's say she was in like 6th grade or something like that. One day she just started making up shit. Daddy, I'm dreaming. Daddy, I'm dreaming. Everything's a dream. This is such a dream, Daddy. They went to the train station, living in fucking New York of all places. They went to the train station, and he got his older daughter. He's rushing to get to where he's got to go, and his other younger daughter is in Fantasyland. Her perspective, living fucking dreams.
Mm-hmm.
So they get on the train. Daughter and the older daughter and Louis are talking, and the other daughter, living in fantasy in a fake world, just jumped off the train. Ah! Louis jumps up, fucking doors closed. Jane, what the fuck are you doing, Jane? By herself. She's yelling back at him. Don't worry, Daddy. It's all my dream. Everything is fine. I'm fine. I'm safe. Everybody's my friend. So what did he do? In reality, where he's fucking living, he understood, holy shit, my little girl is completely alone. She's completely by herself. I'm on the fucking train. For this point in reality, this time period, I can't do shit. Right. She is at the win, and in the worst way, because she is living completely falsified to fucking reality. The real shit that outside of your fucking logic and your fucking differentiation or whatever you're doing, the real shit that's going on. Them bullets is flying. You're like, oh, that's raindrops. When that bitch hits your ass, that's reality, motherfucker. That you can get perspective out the door.
Extreme is gonna happen in everything.
That's right? Different.
So, and it's okay for you to think in extreme because you're a parent. You're thinking
not extreme. That's real. That's real. That's
everywhere. But we're talking about people's perspective. We're not talking about living outside of tangible that we.
There are people who are aware of what you think of them and still can think what they think and can still function in real life. They're not walking around in a place to be unsafe. Most of them spend time in community with people who see life the way they do. These people are doing it safe. There are some people who are doing it unsafe, but they're going to die. And that's the reality of life.
And that's the reality of it. Right.
But
right.
Isn't that the reason why we have like things like, I say this all the time to be funny too. Like most of the time we have rules for the stupid. At least a lot of the rules. Everybody's not the most educated. Everybody's not the most educated. You got to put the fucking warning label on the plastic bags for either the child that's not educated or maybe the adult that doesn't know, hey, I can't breathe if I put this shit on my face. So a lot of times we do cater to the stupid. I've said that on the fucking show. Warren clipped it one time. We cater to the stupid. And at the end of the day, you call somebody stupid. Why do you call them stupid? Because they have non-understanding, or maybe they're unable to understand, or whatever the fucking case may be. Illiterate. Unable to concentrate. Whatever. Autistic. It doesn't have to be stupid. It could be different forms of just unable to collect data. So it's like at the same time, you still have to cater things in a way where you can help them proceed, because their understanding of reality is not as capable as others. And so that's the reason why we have to formulate that shit.
People have choice at the end of the day, and sometimes they're gonna choose the stupid option, and that option might get them killed. But that is the survival of the fittest. That's life. There's nothing we can't cause a charge against that because it's not happening anymore than it's not happening any more than it is happening. It just feels that way sometimes because of the craziness of the world. And like you always say, the access that we have. If you watch 2 stupid videos, the algorithm will give you 12 more.
12 more, right.
When inherently we're not any more or less stupid than the next person. It's just we all get the same couple of warnings and things of that sort. And at the end of the day, at the last point of that, it's choice. And some people's choice is going to get them killed. And I won't say that's okay, but it's gonna happen.
It is, yeah.
I get from a perspective where it's like, putting into it's like, at some point we gotta, live in reality though. Like for example, my little man would be like, Daddy, I can fly. And I'd be like, what? You can fly? For real, you can fly? He's like, yeah, man, I flew last night. You missed it. Oh shit, I missed it. All right, show me again. He get up on the couch and he'd be like, Daddy, look, I can fly. And his ass started jumping off the couch and boom. And
Yep.
It's like, real woman,
That's a
you
learning
can
lesson
fly.
right there.
It's a learning lesson, though, right?
And
Yeah,
that
That's a
goes
learning lesson
reality.
for sure. Yeah.
yeah, and then where the reality is like, well, you can't fly, but
Mhm.
in his perspective, in his mind, Daddy, I can fly. Shit,
Right.
I watched fucking Bluey and they flew on Bluey or
Right,
whatever like that.
right,
And I'm
right,
like, well,
right.
that's awesome, son. Like that's cool, but in
Let him
reality,
jump and hit the
we
ground.
can't.
Your ass
We
ain't
can't.
flying, nigga.
You're
And
gonna
I
hit the
love
ground.
that you let him jump and hit the ground. That's
Like,
reality.
Yeah.
you
And that's
can't
reality,
fly.
right?
But
Right.
but I do also understand like Harley's, point too in the perspective is like, shit, if a woman identifies, she want to identify as him, then that in her mind, she believes that she is him, or he believes, he is her, or whatever the case is though. But bring it back to like it's like I'm sitting here and I'm listening and it brings back to, both perspectives though. At some point in reality, we do gotta, face it like which one it is. But we do live in a world where it's like shit. Everybody, you know, everybody got to be happy. Like if
And
you
I think also,
Miss,
Yeah.
Mister, like hey, you got to get it right, and no disrespect. So it's like
Mhm.
at some point, we'll probably. I think in all of it, I don't think we live in. We I don't know what we living in right now.
and I
Me
think,
neither.
and that's part of the deal.
Yeah,
Though,
I'm like, and that
is
goes
that
further than gender.
and we talked about that a bit last week about how you can see a clip of something and you don't have the entire story, right?
Oh yeah.
And I think we need to see that from the perspective of a person that's transgender. You don't know their whole story, right? And I believe we are spirits living in bodies, right? And if that spirit identifies as female, primarily more female energy than male energy, it could very well be sitting in a body that does not match it, right? And so that's not my perspective. I don't know what that feels like. I've always felt like a woman, right? And all that. And I think it's difficult for us to say what that, because I know, and we use a lot with the choice, and everything indeed is a choice, right? And all that. I feel like the choice what they're choosing is to be themselves and not to live according to how somebody else identifies them. I understand the boundaries. I do. I really do. Because when we talk transracial, if a white woman want to identify as black, excuse me, ma'am,
That conversation starts happening a lot different, right?
Exactly.
Oh yeah.
At the same time,
That shit
if the
be.
black woman is the beginning of all things, then that person indeed is black. Because what's the perspective, right? They are not living the black experience, but they are indeed.
But they are in their but you guys just pointed out they are in their perspective.
They're in their perspective.
I believe in reincarnation. So that conversation for me is now I want to talk to you because I want to listen and see if the black experience exists
in you. Right.
I believe in reincarnation. You
could maybe in a past life you were a black person.
Yeah, you could be the soul, and I want to have that conversation. But I think it's also like sometimes we worry a lot about people who we don't run into often.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're doing, but if you are a person, most of us are people who work behind our screens. And if you're in your algorithm, you're probably not on the trans side of any TikTok place. And most of us live right here in our algorithms. Right. Now, don't get me wrong, still within your algorithm, you're going to find some stuff, you're going to run into some stuff. But sometimes we cause a big of an uproar about things that like, how often am I seeing this? Now I understand from a parent's perspective, it's different because your kids are in the world and they're seeing it often. So it becomes again a conversation of note to you because you don't have any control over what's happening when your kids are outside of the house. And I understand why I'm a lot more relaxed about this than Brian would be because he has people that walk out of this house that he is responsible for that he cannot be with at all times watching this world that's unfolding. I can let this world unfold however it wants to. I'm only responsible for my life and I can make perceptions for her. I completely understand your outrage. I completely understand the way you want to discuss this and centralize some form of universal, at least law or understanding. But you have people that walk out of this world that you have responsibilities over, that you have no control over how they perceive the world. I get that.
Yeah, the importance, I mean, and it's also that is very true. I mean, it does go deeper than just parental. I mean, a part of it is also just like kind of just just general understanding, like you said, more of just like a structured understanding, and just kind of also understanding, just like, you know, the chaotic fucking formula that we're creating, man. You know, there's nothing wrong with you know, people living their life. Yo, I say this shit all the time, and I mean it. I mean it. Like my fucking cousins, brothers, I've had gay friends. Don't mean anything to me. Like I love everybody, bro. But it's just
They
when you
they are some of the most cool, you know, not, you know, some of the most
I've sat
coolest
down and
people
had
that
conversations with
Yeah.
dudes where they was
Yes.
telling me about shit they was doing.
Yes.
And cool ass I don't got problems with
Ooh.
nobody. I've also had people that's been
That's why I felt
Karens, all that shit.
I felt suffocated
And then-
my whole life.
And then it's like, you know,
Or my lack thereof. Like I felt suffocated my whole life by how the world would see me as queer. And so now that we live in a world where I can say I'm engaged and I have a girlfriend and not get, you know, looked at like, oh my goodness, or
Right.
And that's the blessing of it, for
and it's
sure.
like, I can like live my truth, but I understand that there are extremists because I've been in rooms with people
Yeah,
that
I've been in. Yeah. Oh
yeah,
yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
baby, you got to calm down. Like people that are in my community that I should be fighting
Oh
for.
yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
Dead ass.
I can't acknowledge their extremities without
Yeah.
acknowledging that I have, for the first time in my life, can breathe.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I can be myself. I can wake up in the morning and I can tell my mother and my family my true desires and not feel like anybody's gonna shun me or stone me.
Right.
And so
Right.
That's
I
the
think
blessing of it, for
that
sure.
matters to me.
And I think
But you
that's
wanna know
the
something?
biggest thing is like not shaming people for whatever it is.
Of
Right.
course, that's the
I mean,
biggest
yeah,
fucking thing,
yeah.
yo. But
And that's
also in a different way, like even just outside of like, you know, gay, transgender, like also just even there's people who black and people who's white.
Yeah.
Like super, you know, people. I'm no black. I know this one lady. She had a show, and he says, "Welcome black, everybody. Welcome black." She can't say back. She'll say black. And no, listen, that's her. She living life. She loves being black. That's cool. But I'm just saying, there's extremists in all
There's
forms.
extremists
yo.
in all forms,
KKK. You can't. Nobody else be nothing but them. You got the fuck Nazis. There's extremists in all forms.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, just like Harley just said, there should be acceptance. People, it should feel great to be able to present themselves how they want.
Mhm.
But when you start to sit here and expect the world
Yeah.
to
To
just
cater to it.
cater the fucking
That's the
best way
problem
to
I
say
have
it,
with the catering.
cater to it without having reasonable understanding, without being able to say, "Hey, excuse me, hey, my name is John. I know I present myself as, you know, Mrs. John. Hey, well, nice to meet you, Mrs. John. Thank you for letting me know respectfully, not
Exactly.
disregarding my fucking vision because
Exactly.
I thought there was something different." You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
that's the side more of what I'm speaking to. I'm also speaking to the side to where it's just like this open fucking formulated way where anybody can just turn into something without any kind of like reasoning or rationalization. You could just be a man and walk into the woman's bathroom and say, "Hey, I identify as a woman."
And that part is not cool.
And that shit is crazy, yo.
And I know there are people that's taking advantage of that to the extreme. And I think that's
Unbelievably.
what we see in the sports thing is that's for me, that's manipulation and taking advantage of. Like, you know that, you know, you have hormones or you're, you know, and all that, and that gives you an unfair advantage over somebody. Why would you want to compete in that way? Right? Because a true sportsman wants an equal playing field. So I can tell, like, I know I'm gonna beat you fair and square, right?
But people's perspectives be jacked up and they'd be like, "Well, how the fuck can I win in any form or fashion? I'll go and fight against the kids if I can carry the championship." Because in their mind, they're a fucking champion.
Some people are like professional victims, so they put themselves in situations where they can either always lose and always feel victimized, or they'll put themselves in situations where they are towering over people. Like I've watched my queer friends go to a restaurant that they know is conservative. I would never do that because I don't want to go and I don't want to go somewhere
that I'm not accepted.
There's a possibility where they're going to be disrespectful to me, so I can be able to say, "See, the world hates me."
Right?
Fuck that shit. You're right. Absolutely.
Community, I can't stand people who are professional victims.
Right.
You got to go where you know you're not going to be getting messed with. Now, does that mean that if you have to go somewhere where you might get messed with, you should not be yourself? No.
Hell no.
Where you
don't put yourself intentionally in a position.
And that's what I'm talking about, like the balance. And that's what I was telling, like I was saying, like to you, Brian, is like there are folks out here that we can see the balance. Like we know where the real life is. We just choose to spend more of our time in dreams, but we're aware. Like
We're
I'm not
aware, right?
gonna go down the street where people are more conservative and wear my fucking cat choker with a leash on it. I'm not gonna do that because I know that that's an issue. I'm gonna wear that where I know it's gonna get yes and come on, mama. I'm gonna wear that where I'm supposed to because I'm aware of reality. There are some folks that have that, but there are some folks who are extremists and they're just like I'm in La La Land, and those people unfortunately will be a casualty to either their own stupidity or ignorance.
But Harley, you want to know something? Even if you did go to the conservative spot and you was wearing whatever you wanted to wear, this is the difference. Like you guys are just saying, if you go there and somebody says, "Excuse me, but why are you wearing that?" and then you say, you clutch your pearls and say, "Why I never," or you just reasonably say, "Hey, yeah, I know I'm a little different. I just like to do this stuff. I'm sorry, I'm just over. I'm just chilling. Don't mind me." And then motherfuckers is like, "Oh, that's cool. You'll do your thing." You know what I'm saying?
Right. I've been in stores and little kids go, "You're a grown up and you have on cat ears."
Right.
I said, "Yeah." Even though I have to pay bills and buy groceries like your mom is doing right now, like a grown up, I like wearing cat ears like kids do. And
there you go.
And the kid was like, "Mommy, when I'm a grown up, I want to wear cat ears."
Wear cat ears, right? So now you just open up an adult opportunity.
Get in the fucking car. Get in the car.
Right, and it's like, cat ears. It's like you have to know how to create space for yourself, but I think that has a lot to do with inner peace. And a lot of
it does.
About they don't have inner peace. The people that you're talking about, they don't have inner
peace. They're hurting. There's no freedom in them, and so they feel like they need to take it and snatch things from other people because they don't have the peace on the inside. So I'm not. Well,
they fucking up the world, yo, because this shit getting out of hand, yo.
Yes, it is. There's a lot of people that's not in peace, obviously, with themselves, because you could remember, years ago, 30 years, maybe 20 years, maybe not even that long ago, people who were just different or just desired other things were shamed on or killed for, lost their life for, of just being, what they, wanted to be and stuff like that. And I think a lot of things, how the world is, I guess we like to point the finger and instead of just, instead of understanding one another, we quick to judge others and just instead of just, I don't know. It's a weird time we living in right now. Life is crazy right now.
A little chaotic. A little bit chaotic.
Real crazy.
The human experience is wild. Do you guys understand that one president candidate walked out to 50 Cent's Miniman and the other one was twerking on stage with Meg the Stallion?
Right.
That is where we
are. Bro.
Crazy, man.
Donald Trump.
Donald Trump. That's where we are as a nation, as a people.
Oh, wow.
And Megan the Stallion was at the presidential, candidacy or talk or whatever. She was twerking for the like y'all said. That's where we are as a people. Like, is that worrisome? Do y'all feel like that's worrisome, or is that like just?
I feel like that
of life is going to end up with a bunch of deaths because of population, and then we're gonna probably ice over or hell over or fire over, and we're gonna start a new civilization. I'm happy to be at the end of a civilization because this shit is fun.
Yeah.
If I gotta be born during the timeline,
at least we're toward the end of the timeline.
I'm fucking with end of the time. Let me let y'all know if I got to be born during the time, I'm fucking with the end of the time.
The end of time, baby, because all the shit
off. I seen a clip of that, Megan the Stallion. I shook my head in a way. I mean, Megan is all cool and all, but I'm like, really, like,
my head, bro.
I mean, this is crazy. We going to extreme measures. Let's bring in Megan the Stallion.
You really can understand that the president don't mean shit.
They
really
and Brian, that's the same thing we were saying last week.
They really showing it. They don't give a fuck who president
matters at this point. But they just playing games, pulling strings. Who want to do this? Who want to do that? Like, it's a reality.
It's a reality show. It's a reality.
America fell in love with like Flavor of Love, Rock of Love. America fell in love with that early unscripted reality existence.
Yeah.
And America started to recreate that in the government because the government, as Chanel said last weekend, the government are narcissists and they will not be upstage.
No, they won't.
Be more famous than the senator. We're going to make the senators Flavor Flav. There we go.
Right. Exactly.
America is run by and built by 10 families of men.
Right.
We have the desire to own everything when you don't have the money, the time, or the wherewithal to be able to spend that money or do anything with that money.
That behooves me.
Nobody should ever be a millionaire.
Right.
If you take care
And
of
that's just talking about the men. That's not even talking about the other species and shit like that. That's really on this planet probably running shit for real.
Yeah. The things that can't even exist on this planet that's using human shells, so they're snatching up people's essence. It goes so deep.
Living out of the ocean.
Yeah, because like you said last week, it's spiritual. Like it's deeper.
Yeah, it's big spiritual.
So much deeper.
Yeah, it really is. BS3 Network say politics cater to what you want to hear and see. And I mean, I think that's been going on for a while. I think America wanted to see a woman's president, right? So I mean,
that was a perfect opponent for Trump.
Yeah, exactly. Hillary Clinton, she went down, and then it's like, oh, wait a minute, Biden is dropping out, and the vice president, oh, wait a minute, she's black. Oh shit, we might have another opportunity. So we bring in, Kamala Harris, and let's bring some, black entertainers on. So
publicly eating hot sauce, bitch.
Fuck out of here, bro. Stop playing with the world.
Yeah,
everybody wants a good main event. That's really what it is.
And that's what it is. Exactly.
Exactly.
Biden was not getting everybody stirred up enough.
Hell no.
So let's flip it up a little bit. I know what to get them excited. Black woman, right?
Yep.
Let's see what kind of, because it's if you can, like I told y'all last week, if I can control your emotions, I can control you, right? And so if I can get everybody hyped up about Black Lives Matter or a woman president or whatever it is I can get the emotions rolling with, then I can
and of course,
it in the direction that I want to gear it in.
Yeah, and of course, I feel like, they're gonna, get everybody emotions running with it, because it's like, I feel like they just, plan, in a way, plan in certain people's faces. It's like, well, everybody got to. I mean, we all four right here. We all four are here because our mama and daddy got together and did XYZ, or was a one night stand, or whatever it was. Everybody got a mama, so it's like, damn, you know what? Shit, I love my mama, I love my grandmother, or whatever the case was. So it's a woman. Most, everybody, male or female, whether they got a woman in their life, whether it's your auntie, your nana, whatever.
You know the psychology of the thing.
You adore them, you love them. So it's like, shit, it's a black woman up there. Oh shit, I'm gonna root for that black lady. Like,
who is
and they
the
playing
the world?
Yeah.
Kamala's not gonna. Yo, come on, bro. Y'all seriously know that Kamala's not gonna fucking win.
No,
Trump is gonna be the president.
But it's a good
Trump
story.
gonna be the president.
It's a rally. It's to get everything.
Yeah. It's to build a show.
The story to tell is who is, first of all, we got to understand, like y'all have been saying, it's spiritual. And so when we think that spiritual, we got to think energy. And when we think energy as currency, we got to think, who is the heartbeat of this world? Who is the heartbeat of any company you've ever worked for? It's a black woman. Who is the heartbeat of any household that ever produced all of these amazing people in this world? It's more than likely a black woman. And even if it's a white household, they got a black nanny that was doing that. The heartbeat of all energetic forces is the black womb. So even if I'm going to use the energy that's going to come from these black women praying for, I am alive today because I have praying grandmother.
Exactly. If I can get the emotions and the direction,
they need that direction going toward DC. Them people are dying, and ain't no man gonna do it. So now they gotta have some female energy. Female energy is different, honey.
It's different.
Just do it different.
Y'all lost me. I don't know how. Where we get? We saying Kamala Harris needed to be injected into the White House.
She's not that woman that I'm describing, but the woman that I'm describing is going to vote for her just off the strength that she's a woman.
Because she's a black woman.
That's what I was just saying. Like the fact
she's not part of this conversation anymore. She's just a puppet. But
that's what I was.
Use her face to get the
Holly is
women that got this energy that I'm talking about. Women like
Holly is basically saying
are gonna pray for Kamala.
Right.
Yeah. She Holly said it. She's just saying it better than what I said it. She said it 10 times better. Is the fact that it's like, she's a black woman. They using her, because everyone had, like
is gonna vote for a black woman.
Yeah. Everybody got to love her
because she's a black woman, pretty much.
Yeah.
But then racist people are gonna not vote for her because she's a black woman. So you got that demographic.
But it's still energy. Still
motherfuckers still going towards it.
Main event.
It's the build
Either
up.
In the
way,
racist household, she's still gonna get her vote from the whites because that racist man is oppressing the fuck out of that woman.
Why? Yeah, because
Woman-
women in
That
themselves are
woman
oppressed.
now has
That
women's
is
rights.
definitely,
is
that's
going to
definitely not
vote.
gonna happen.
Yeah.
She's
Ain't no
losing.
fucking
That's
white
what
woman going to vote for no black woman. Y'all can't even agree to wear the same shoes and shit.
She's losing the racist household because
Motherfuckers don't come together that hard.
No, but let me tell you what will make you
saying.
come together. A common enemy always makes you come together.
Well, yeah, that
And
does.
what's the worst enemy we got right now is Mr. Trump, right?
Is
That's
it?
everybody's
Is it though?
perception.
Why
That's
is it
everybody's
though?
perception.
Yeah, that is
everybody's
everybody's perception. You're right.
perception.
You are right. Fully
Yeah,
right
like,
about
yeah.
that. Yeah.
I saw a post today that was like, if you didn't believe in the Antichrist and put him in horns and listed all these scriptures and all that describe what he's doing and all, but like,
Yo, y'all want me to blow y'all mind real quick?
Go
It's
ahead.
not too far off topic. Here's some TikTok shit. I'm showing a lot of stuff about this, but this shit makes fucking sense. You know who they think the Antichrist is on some real shit?
Hopefully
Um,
not me.
Mr.
Huh?
Beast.
Mr. Who?
Beast.
Mr.
Mr.
Beast?
Beast.
Mr. Who?
Who is that?
The
Who's
YouTuber.
I've never
Oh,
heard
y'all
of
don't know Mr. Beast?
I
All
didn't
right.
No.
Oh, you know
putting
what? I
Hold on,
just
let-
learned about Mr. Beast.
I'm gonna put
I've
y'all on
never
some
heard
shit.
about this person.
Okay.
I'm gonna put y'all on some shit. Mr. Beast. Now that I've said his name, let me tell you something. As soon as you Google him, you're gonna see exactly what the fuck we talking about.
Okay.
Mr. Beast is a YouTuber. He got famous off of fucking Minecraft videos.
Okay.
Or Minecraft, Minefield, or Minecraft, whatever it's called.
Minecraft. Right?
Yeah. And this guy is beloved by fucking the whole internet, basically. Like he's one of the
It's like
top,
blowing
you
shit
know.
up and stuff, don't he?
No. Yo, believe it or not, he actually does a lot of good shit. He gives away money all the time. He's built wells in Africa. He's fucking paid for blind people to see.
Mhm.
He's done a lot of shit. But this guy broke down a video, and keep in mind, his name is Mr. Beast. I never even knew why the fuck. He's got candy bars in Walmart, got food places, fast food
Okay.
chains.
All
This
right.
motherfucker is everywhere. But somebody broke it down of why they feel like he is the Antichrist. And it was crazy when I was watching the fucking video. Now, you know, people make videos all the time, flat earthers, all that shit, or whatever. Like, believe what you want.
Yeah.
But the shit that he put together, I mean, it was definitely very fucking rational. Like, it wasn't like far fetched.
Okay.
And but yeah, if you want some shit to look up, check that shit out on
I'm gonna
TikTok,
check it
yo.
out.
Mr. Beast Antichrist. It's
Mm-hmm. I can
on
believe
some
it.
real shit.
And that's why I don't necessarily, you know, my thing is this, and I saw one video just today where the guy says, if the devil is coming to you, he's not going to announce himself as the devil.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know, he's going to come in the form of something you enjoy, right? So for me, that's why I don't think Trump is it. I just think Trump is arrogant.
Yeah.
You know?
Just the jacket.
I think Trump is a real fucking fool, but he's not stupid. People say he's racist. I don't even think he's racist. I'll be honest with you. I don't even think he's racist. I think he's just
That
an
man
old,
don't
like,
care about no fucking green.
old rich
Yeah,
white
money.
motherfucker.
I
That's
don't
it.
So
care.
at this point, I believe it's just publicity though, because if Brian say he ain't racist, and then you hear the shit he said, what was it, last night or the night before last, and was like, oh well, I didn't even know she was black. Like she just turned black. I was like, oh, this motherfucker here is
He don't
crazy.
give
Like,
a fuck, yo.
like,
Yo, that's what I'm
really?
saying though. Yo, have you ever met a racist person on some real shit? On some real shit. Have you
Right,
met a
let's be
racist
real.
person?
I
Be
have.
real.
I
You
have.
know a racist
I have.
Hey, you know, he's not. He don't strike me as
You
racist.
know
Don't strike me as
motherfuckers who are racist. Racist people,
He
they
That's
doesn't-
that dumb stuff, but I
they
don't
don't
think
do
racist.
shit to him.
He doesn't
But
strike
he
me as
just
racist.
Old and white and silly. He's
Yeah.
a silly guy. He's a celebrity.
The
Yeah.
thing
Say
is,
dumb shit.
He's been able to do whatever the fuck he's wanted to do his entire fucking life.
Entire fucking
That's
life.
No
it.
restrictions.
He's just silly,
That's
bro. He
it.
does whatever he wants. He does whatever he wants.
he just
ain't
say
racist.
whatever the fuck he want to say.
Right,
He doesn't strike me as a bad guy at all. Honestly,
Mm-mm.
he
Yo,
strikes me as
he's
somebody-
done a lot of shit for the black community, yo. If you look it up, look up the
Mhm.
information that was leaked out by Donald Trump because of the Trump Act. Look at all the information he leaked out about our fucking culture and shit. Like, yo, he's done a lot for fucking
I
black
would have
people,
dinner
bro.
with him before Miss Harris. I'll be honest with you.
I'm dead.
I
Truest
would
shit
kick it
Harley
with-
ever fucking said. I'm dead
I
ass
would
real.
kick it with him before I kick it with Miss Harris. I'm just.
I
saying.
would vote for him before I voted, and I don't fucking vote at all because I don't believe in none of that
Right.
shit.
I'm gonna be honest, he just strikes me as a silly ass white dude. And
That's
Right.
it.
my honest belief, and this is just me, I don't believe that white folks got much soul or any at all. And
Right.
so they don't understand what it feels like. You know how you ever walk out the house and you just walk down the street, and in that down the street, you have a couple of soulful interactions with people.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
might see your
yeah.
brother dancing to a song on his porch, and you you have a couple moments with people. White
Mhm.
folks don't have those moments. They got this. So when the white folks get money, they make as many soulful moments as they can.
They can.
We don't have
I
them
believe
there.
that.
We can have nothing on our back and be broke as a joke. The coolest person you know is the crackhead in your neighborhood, and he ain't got shit to his name, but he got soul. And a white boy have to go get 8-7 figures to feel like he got soul. And that's the reason why them billionaires catch an attitude when them rappers stop being their friends and start airing out that they be touching their booties and things.
That's a whole other topic right there. Yeah, for
They
sure.
friend. You
That's
can't
definitely
stop
fucking-
being a billionaire friend. You start being
Yeah.
a billionaire friend, you his friend for the rest of
The
your
rest
life.
of your
Yeah.
life.
That's definitely a topic right there
Right.
for sure.
Right. Now, because again, it's power and control.
Yeah.
Because that's
It's
what
definitely
the
power
money.
and
Like you said, you can only make so much money until you can buy up the whole damn world. And then
Yeah,
what?
you don't give a
right?
fuck. You don't give
And
a
all
fuck.
that. Then it doesn't matter, right? So it's about, for me, it's about power, control, influence, trying to, just like you said, play puppet master and
That's it,
and all
man.
that. So like,
It's like Game of
Yeah, a
Thrones.
lot of-
We ain't gonna
Yeah.
bend the knee, boy. You not the king.
yeah.
Mhm.
'Cause the
Yeah,
king-
So I think they
It's,
just
it's
get
funny
all-
how we talk about this shit so
wanna
much, yo,
control
but
it. You know?
yeah, this
Yeah,
shit, it means nothing, bro. The government,
Right.
all of it doesn't mean anything, yo. It's shit is all the fucking. That's the perspective. That's we're living in. Have you ever thought of how many times you haven't done something? I bring this shit up so much. I'm sorry, Drew. I'm sorry. Were you about to say something, bro?
No. Go ahead. Because I was about to say good.
Listen. I've thought about this so many times. You know the reason why most of the time you don't do shit. Think about this shit, yo. This is another thing a comic said that I just kind of further thought out.
Okay.
You mostly don't do shit because of shit you were told, or whether it be consequences or whether it be anything. And I'm talking silly shit. I'm talking from there's a sign. It's the middle of the fucking night, and the sign says no U-turn, but there's no cars. There's nothing. There's motherfuckers who look at that sign and say, "Oh, I can't make a U-turn." But then you got motherfuckers that look at that sign and say, "That's just a fucking sign."
Right.
U-turn.
Yeah.
Did you
If
know
it's
that's
paper
me?
turn, I'm out.
But the craziness is if you I'm pretty sure if you did a fucking survey or whatever of the motherfuckers who would stop at that
Stop and
sign
wait.
because it's a sign,
Uh-huh.
they would fucking listen.
Yeah.
We're under a thumb of nothing.
Yeah.
It's mind control.
Yeah.
It's fucking
conditioning.
crazy. That's really
All
what it is. It's
conditioning.
mind control.
That's why
Yeah.
I love being alive
That's-
now, because at least I can get paid to talk about it. You got to think
Hey, listen.
we had parents that were having
Who-
these very same conversations on stoops, getting nothing, still
Yes.
going to get little to nothing.
And
at
now
these
those
parties,
conversations
not
are
having to deal with it. We can now have these conversations and
Mhm.
get paid for them,
Right.
opposed to just dealing with the nothingness. Which is why, like I said, if I got to deal with the time, I'm gonna deal with the end of
So
time.
now, yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
it's true, yo.
It's a crazy time in the world we live in right now, where things is just not what you think they are or seem at all.
Yeah. Yeah,
It's
Not at all.
completely false.
not at all.
That's
Completely.
fun.
But the thing is, it's always been this way.
Yeah.
It's always been this way.
Absolutely.
It's just now it's
But you-
easier to be that way.
Right.
Yeah, but I always thought of too. It's like, we now here on the show is, we are educated and we know some things, but it was always sort of passed down to us from our parents and from our grandparents and parents. After that, it was just like, it was all a lie to just set us all up to just be in this cycle of life, to just go to bed, wake up, do everything, and repeat and do it all over
Right.
again,
Mhm.
and just completely just be stuck in it though. And it took for a new generation to be like, hold up, wait a minute, man.
That don't make no
Fuck
damn
that.
sense.
Look here.
I
This don't
love
make
these
no damn
babies.
sense.
I
Hold
love
up, wait a minute.
Babies are so
Like,
radical.
Look at the
the
calculating.
sky, like the sky is blue. Like when I was little, somebody told me the sky was blue. I'm pretty sure my mama told her the sky was blue, and then a little bit. So I'm like,
Right.
hold up, wait a minute. Is the sky really blue? Like, I mean, I be questioning shit. Like, hold
Yeah,
up,
you're
wait a
like,
minute.
what
Like,
define
I heard
blue for me?
I-
And how did
I
they
heard-
get that name? Like,
I heard a story where it was like astronauts. I don't know if you guys heard it, where it was like, I believe it was a couple of astronauts, and they was like, yeah, they got stuck in space, and I'm
Mhm.
like, Really? Stuck in space though? These motherfuckers ain't stuck in space. They talking about they're gonna die there and everything like that. I don't necessarily don't believe a lot of stuff, especially the stuff that we're just taught to you with no
Yeah, with no
explanation at
question. Yeah,
all.
yeah,
It's just like,
That was
well,
my
that's just
problem
what
with
it is.
yeah. That's a
Yeah.
religion problem.
That
Yeah,
was my
You
problem
know,
with religion. I was like, but no, but why?
but this don't make
Like
sense.
that don't make sense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Like
no,
that's counterproductive.
right.
Yeah.
Like that's
No.
contradicting. Baby, they couldn't
Right.
stand me in Bible class.
Right.
Well, you
'Cause I
grow,
mean,
but you grow up and I mean, you are taught what your parents teach you if you're lucky enough
Right.
to have your parents in your life or your
Right.
grandparents, whoever's
yeah.
around you raising you. But
Right.
like we said before, the reason why we were having the topic of discussion before earlier, the first topic with transgender and everything, is because outside your house influence is probably the most influence you're ever going to get in your life.
Mhm.
You're under your parents' thumb for a
Oh,
very
yeah.
short amount of time. There's
Yeah.
a lot of information
Absolutely.
absorbed in that time. But
Yeah.
by the time you're 13 years old, the influence that you're gaining outside of them fucking walls is way more
Yes.
than what you're gaining in them walls. And that's why motherfuckers start to realize, wait a minute, something's different.
That
The
makes
influence you
sense.
gain from fucking TV and media that's being portrayed to you, if you live in an environment where it's fucking weird, and then you see in these environments on TV, you're like, oh, what's that? And then your people are, that's just fake. And then you start realizing, wait a second, that looks different.
Right.
You gain influence and knowledge from different fucking places, man. And like you
Right.
said, with religion, that's one of the things that people try to conform your ass to as much as they can, because they know there's a lot of different motherfucking thought process and patterns that are going on outside the walls.
Mhm.
So when you walk out there, you're like, yeah, I know this. And then somebody's like, no, I know this. And you're like,
Right.
what the fuck was that?
Mhm. Right.
That's why it's good to well-round your children instead of
That's
just
right.
fucking one mission directing them.
Mm-mm.
For real.
Yep. You gotta be open. You gotta explore.
Gotta be open.
Open
You
it
know?
up. I love that.
I feel that. I feel that too.
But I love the new
Definitely.
generation. These babies are radical. They questioning things. They are standing up. I love the new generation. I love it, and I love to be alive to see it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, especially to have to be a parent of a little one. What I would say, I could say these new generations do have some, ambition. Obviously, of course, you got social media and the media and everything, but they do have ambition where it's like, okay, I can just go and do it for myself rather than just
Yeah.
Right.
have to wait, and work or whatever like that, which
Yeah.
is not a problem though. But
Right.
definitely that, because back in the days, like we didn't have
Yeah. We didn't think of that as an
as much
option per
resources.
se. Right. And
We,
Yeah.
we, we didn't
Yeah,
have a lot of options
because
for that
we were,
in a lot of
yeah,
ways.
we didn't.
Yeah.
The options were, it was just like you go to school or
work.
go to college, go to
Or you
work
go to the
or whatever
military.
like that, and
Go to
or the
military.
military. Or if you had certain parents who were just like, oh well, mom, I don't want to go to college or whatever. I want to pursue this rap dream or whatever. So it's like, well, you'll get that situation where it's like the parent has backlash with the son, or the son has backlash with the parent, because he has this passion or this dream that he wants to pursue. But the parent also know that shit, they 45, 50 years old, and for black people, it ain't going
Not
how
for
you
long.
think it's
Right.
gonna go.
Yeah.
So you either gotta get a job and
Or support yourself, or
put your head down and do your damn thing. Yeah, because in the time now it's so different. Everything. A lot of us are so bold now, more so, and
Yeah.
I guess some confidence in a way, because then it was like nah, go to work or do this,
Yeah.
and
This is
anything
a
in
really
between
great
is
time
not.
to be an artist. This is a great time to be an artist.
Absolutely.
Back then, it wasn't time
It
to be an
wasn't.
artist. Like art wasn't looked at as a real career. You can't go
Right.
nowhere dancing. You can't go nowhere singing.
Right,
Now
right.
everybody's a dancer. Everybody's a singer.
Yeah.
Everybody's a rapper. So
Right.
this is a beautiful time right now to have art. And I think a lot of it has a lot to do with like who's teaching us. Like for instance, I don't have any living grandparents. Do you guys have living grandparents? Like none of my
Yeah.
my
None of
mother
them.
and my
I
father
almost never have.
parents are gone.
Right.
Yeah, my
Right.
grandmother's gone.
Yeah.
So like my mom is Big Mama. My mother is Big Mama.
Right.
So it's like I'm
Mhm.
actually realizing like I'm a part of the generation that needs to teach.
Right.
Which,
Yeah.
which got me very, 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 very invested. Kind of back to our point, Brian. My realization that I am the generation that needs to teach was what got me a lot more invested in reality and being able to have real balanced conversations with my my students and my nieces and nephews, because I was a dreamer. I was La La Land. I was person that a lot of people are like, the world is dangerous with this person in it.
Right.
And I realized how important my influence was, the people behind me. And so I have to balance all of my fantasy, all of the things that really mean something to me from my perspective with what the real world is, because there are people who are learning from it.
And not to lose it, because at the same time, like, you know, because nobody's ever trying to say, except for like, you know, people who have lost maybe their own shit. But you know, if you chasing dreams, the thing is, you just don't chase it blindly, bro. You can't. It's like me right now. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm trying to run a business with a fucking family of 5 and a dog, and I'm trying some reckless shit right now, like not having a job and just fucking winging it, and I'm doing pretty good. It's crazy, but it's just at the same time, at any time I know it can fucking fall. But because of my lessons that I've learned and the reality of shit, even with the job, at any time it was fucking fall.
Thank you.
So nothing was promised.
I think
had to learn that shit though.
I think maybe Chanel said it. You know, I think a lot of us, you know, a lot of this, you know, life that we live in, and you know who we are spiritual creatures. You know, and I think, you know, even though it's like, you know, you can't be blind to it. You can't be 45 up here still trying to put out mixtapes and telling them like, hey, check this out, check it out. You feel me? Like, you know, but
what's his name?
Who?
It's the pimp. You know, he's in his 50s. He's rapping, rapping pimp.
And what I'm about to say is actually, you know, goes towards that as well. It's like, yeah, you can't be blindfold, but on the same flip side is though, it's like you can't worry about what everybody say, you know, like, because it's like, okay, I'm 50, yeah, I know I'm rapping. I mean, I know that's a young man thing, but at the same time,
I enjoy it and
focus,
it makes me feel good. And
yeah, that too. But if you
influences me to do the rest of the things I want to do or what I need to do.
Exactly. But if you focus and have a vision and you have this, you know, this sort of vision basically of what you want to do and accomplish, then I think, you know, I don't think nothing really can stop it besides, you know, just that's really it. So yeah, I understand. Yeah, don't be blindfolded, but at the same time though, like, you know, if it's meant for you, it's meant for you.
You can go down, you can go down a bad path. And this conversation is kind of all tying into everything we've been talking about tonight. And when most shows, I think, with Beyond 1130, it always resorts back to balance, man. Everything is about balance. You can't chase your dreams into fucking poverty.
Right.
No, I don't give a fuck. You can be that motherfucker with the holy fucking t-shirt still trying to dance and jive on the corner. At some point, you got to give it the fuck up. Like, you know, maybe this ain't for you, because you can chase some shit until the end of time.
Maybe this is a hobby instead of your career.
Exactly.
So still fulfill your heart, but you're not gonna make the money, dog. Like, you know.
I know plenty. Listen, I know plenty of my father. I've watched since I was fucking 5-6 years old. I've watched my father manage different rappers, singers, celebrities. I've been to Showtime at Apollo. I've been all fucking places. I'm partying with Mary J. Blige. I've fucking seen so many people, bro, fall from chasing their dream. I know motherfuckers now that's still putting mixtapes out, just like y'all saying with Pimps and 50. I know motherfuckers on my Facebook right now that's still fucking putting mixtapes. You ain't never heard of motherfuckers in my life. I've heard music from them since I was fucking young.
Right.
And they still
chasing
it. And that's what I think too, that I think at some point too, people stop chasing fame, because, you know, being a famous artist versus just being an artist, right?
That's true,
you know,
too.
Because I can play the small venues and still make a living.
Exactly.
Right? But I ain't got a $1 million house, but I don't need $1 million house.
Exactly.
I'm doing what I love.
I just enjoy what I love.
Making enough to do what I want to do and take care of my family and all that, you know, but like stop chasing the impossible big dream that we found out.
I think
that's true.
I think that's, and I think that's the issue with a lot of us. Sometimes we always chasing it. You know, it's like, you know, we chasing something, whatever it is, we chasing it. So it's like, instead of just enjoying the journey and whatever whatever comes along on this journey, you know, I think that's more important. You know, but yeah, I think we spend so much time chasing it. Like, yeah, I'm trying to get here, I'm trying to get famous, famous, and wind up 15 years later, and you still chasing this damn dream, talking about you trying to get famous. And, you know, just instead of enjoying the moments in this journey, you missed out on a bunch of stuff, you know, the people who came in your life, the stuff that you learned, the knowledge or whatever like that. But, you know, I want to chase.
We don't know
go.
be famous. Do you want to not be able to go to the store? Like, think about it.
Baby, I
Beyonce,
made my decision about that a
Beyonce,
long time ago. I
Yo,
was like,
listen,
can't go to
yo,
Target. I don't think
Like,
I ever want to
Bullshit.
forfeit my option to just run to the gas station and grab something for
Nope.
myself.
No bull. No
I don't
bull.
want to.
Yeah.
let me say this real quick. It's gonna flip y'all fucking shit. This is how crazy. This is how crazy this fucking world is, yo. That girl who got famous from fucking the guy in the street just doing the stupid interviews. Hey, what are you
The
guys
hot
doing?
tool?
The Hawk Tour girl, bro.
Yeah.
This fucking girl is famous. Like famous like John Cena and shit. Okay, she's getting invited all over the world. She just did an interview saying that she's getting thousands of dollars for just showing up to shit. You know why?
Why?
Because she got a phone pointed in her face while she was not even her friend. And she was fucking behind the friend. And the friend says something. So what do you do with a guy or whatever? You got to do a Hawk Tour.
Spit on that thing.
That fucking girl is famous. But here's what people forget. There's also other reasons why she's famous. Let me be real. Because, and no offense to nobody, no offense. Please don't take offense. I got to speak some true shit, though. If it was some big old hairy back chick that sat there and said, you go to Hulk Pool, she'd have been famous for a different reason. She'd have been a joke video, but like, get the fuck out. You ain't Hawk doing on nothing but a hot dog. Blah, blah, blah. It would have been ripping her ass to shreds. But because she was clean cut, little pretty, little petite, little blonde, little saying some nasty, perverted shit. Oh shit, what she say? I want to see. Can she do that? Will she? That girl is famous, bro. But people forget the package. The package is what it is. She is what is considered. We had the conversation last week. Is there a certain way you should look? Yep. She is the package. Yep. She can make the fucking thing and say Hawk Tour and be the most famous motherfucker on the planet.
Right.
But some people can't. Well, and that's why you got to understand.
If I did it, I'm a hoe. If I did it, I'm absolutely. Yo, nasty ass. That's why we ain't married, y'all. That's why
definitely got to start a conversation. That will start.
No, this is nasty. That's why don't be asking nobody why you ain't your wife, because you out here hot to it. If I did it, I would have been a hoe.
Right.
But she did it because she fits the mold, so it's sexy.
So it's okay.
Damn, I got some shit for y'all. I'm sorry. Damn, Dre, maybe I should have sent you. I got one more thing. What the fuck was the thing I saw in that line? On that line, what Harley just said. There was a Twitter. Oh, Dre, up our alley. There's a wrestling ring announcer. Her name is Samantha Irvin. I was doing my show last night, and right before we got off our wrestling show, she posts these pictures every Wednesday, Hump Day. She posts like a photo dump. And she posted this picture. Sometimes she has some really nice, sexy stuff. She got a bra and panties on sometimes. Yesterday, she posted a butt naked ass picture on fucking Twitter and everything, and had her hair covering the boobs, and just before it got to the private and shit. And I was on Twitter, and I was like, I've seen this picture 400 times. Of course, I'm looking at it. But I was on Twitter, and I'm reading the comments under it. And people are saying, damn, Ricochet lost his girl. Damn, Ricochet, you let your woman do that? You let your wife? And then there's other people arguing. Other people are saying, nah, he didn't lose her wife. They're still together. They're still engaged. You don't know what you're talking about. So I was sitting there thinking to myself, I didn't talk to anybody about this. I'm like, wait a minute. If I did have a wife, I do have a wife. Right. If I did have a wife and she was posting pictures like this, is this acceptable? How much would I respect my wife, the one that I've, not just my girl, where nigga, you got a ring on it. You know what I'm saying? My wife, she's engaged. How much would I respect her sitting there throwing her whole body out on things? You're a ring announcer. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want to be sexy, that's one thing. But she's butt ass naked.
Yeah.
So there is a conversation to be had. Like, if Ricochet said, "Yo, babe, what the fuck is this? Why are you posting this?"
Yeah. But then I think on some ends, though, for people who are in, that position in that, in that limelight, it's more so a business for them, rather than looking at it as a relationship. Like, damn, honey, like you got your ass and titties out for the whole world to see and comment on. And instead, it's like, shit, because to be, I mean, like, I mean, Brian, let's to be honest with you. She seems like the one who's winning right now. You know, Ricochet ain't winning. You know, just that. Just the. So it's
Look
like,
how you talking
honey,
about him. Would
it's
you
like,
respect your wife?
no,
Would you
no,
respect
I
your wife?
wouldn't. No, I wouldn't though. But I'm looking at it from both perspectives though. I
Yeah,
wouldn't. I would be like, damn. Well, like, why you doing all that? That's just
for
supposed to be for
real.
me. Just for me though. But then, with OnlyFans and all this other shit that's going on and taking over, it's
Right.
more so like a
Let me
business. A
see
lot
it
of
as an
these,
opportunity for business.
a lot of these shorties, cameramans, be they mans.
Yeah, but
It
it
really be
that's
they.
why,
Yeah,
like,
oh yeah.
know,
There's agreements.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
agreements.
So
Yeah.
it's like, like, honey, you gonna take that picture? Couple
yeah.
thousand.
Right.
All right.
You pimping
Adam
your wife
It's
though.
weird.
Just
It's
know you
weird.
pimping your wife though. You
they
pimping
got-
your wife at that point though.
Adam
Hey,
Twenty-
well, it's real
That's what
shit.
it is.
Black
Yeah,
guys,
yeah. I mean, if you cool with it.
they got a porn award for it. Adam 22, the podcaster who does No Jumper, his wife Lena did a scene with Jason, what's his face, the porn guy, and they did a scene, and their scene ended up getting an award at the Porn ESPYs.
Oh wow.
It was the best. It was one of the best on screen. And it's funny because I am a very free person. So me and my fiance watched it. And the whole time I was judging this woman. And y'all got to know that me,
I saw you.
I was like, are you begging for that man's dick? Where's your husband?
That's crazy, bro.
Where is Adam?
People do it, but
He
that
was
shit's
in
still
the bed, like,
crazy.
don't make me beg for it. I was like, bitch, don't do that.
Crazy.
Do it.
Yeah, that is.
So I'm like,
Your wife is
It's a-
sacred, bro.
Yeah,
That's
I
supposed
feel
to be
like there are
your
lines.
woman for
I feel
life.
there are
Like,
lines. 'Cause, like, even with my OnlyFans, I'm not having sex with anybody. I dance on my OnlyFans, and most
Yeah.
times my man is in the room when he sees it, and I'm
Mhm.
rarely ever fully exposed. So I understand the difference, and I don't dance with my locks because I feel like my locks are sacred to him. They're
Okay.
a part of my beauty that he
That's
beholds.
what's up.
So when I dance on the pole on OnlyFans, I wear a big, pretty curly wig and a bunch of makeup. He hates makeup. So literally, when I'm on stage, I'm a character.
Yeah, you're a
And
character.
he's business in
Yep.
that point because I'm not his wife. I pull
Right.
my face off and I take my hair off. That's the woman who dances for him. I get on the pole for him with my locks on and with no makeup on. Nobody else sees that. So I
Right.
do think that there should be things sacred for your partner.
Yeah.
yeah.
I agree.
I
I
agree.
definitely agree. It shouldn't be available for the whole world to
Whole world
comment
to-
on
yeah.
and share. And then you get some people who just get so caught up. I don't know why, but some people who are just shit. They just feeling themselves. And then
Yeah.
one picture, one photo, one post, they
Yeah.
got money.
That's
It's
it.
That's
That's
crazy.
it right there.
It really is
That's
though.
it,
Like
yeah.
my aunt was telling me the other day, it was like this motherfuckers out here literally, especially a lot of the Instagram models though. Like
Yeah.
literally one post, boom, that's it right there. It's
Right.
like
Yeah. They're just waiting for that
If,
one
if,
picture
if they
that's
get a
not it.
million, if they get a million hits on one video, and then the next video gets fucking 200,000, you can forget about it. They're
Yeah.
gonna be kissing ass, sucking, whatever they can do to
Whatever
get
they
that
can
1
do to
million
get
back.
up there. Yeah.
It's an addiction, yo. It's
Very
it's
addictive.
a crazy addiction.
Fame
But
is
also,
addiction.
but also, it's like it's just interesting. Yeah, I lost what I was about to say a minute ago, but it's along the same lines. But I definitely respect people who communicate and do stuff for each other. But
Mm-hmm.
that's what it was. Third party perspective.
Yeah.
I know nobody ever really wants to have the conversation. You usually hear the conversation more along the lines of third party perspective. Do what you want to do. It's you. You're you, and all this other stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah, Harley even brought up Shallow Hal, one of my favorite fucking movies of all
Yes.
time. That was one thing. Remember his friend? He said, third party perspective. He said, yeah. And he's like, I don't care what other people think.
You think?
But at
Yeah.
the same time, it means something because
Mhm.
if your wife is on OnlyFans and then you got people who are all on
Yeah, from
OnlyFans,
that-
they know that's your wife. They hit
Yeah.
you up like, hey man, what's up? It's
Yeah, from
problematic.
that-
It's not like
Yeah,
it's just
same with
completely
Yeah.
dismissed.
From that perspective though, it does matter though. Like when you want to go out and maybe you want to wear your hair in a bush or whatever the case may be, or you don't want to get a haircut or whatever, you just I don't care
Right.
what nobody think. Hey, that's all cool and dandy, like hopefully
Yeah.
you ain't going to a job interview, but that's cool.
Yeah.
But but if if for something like this and it's like shit, you gonna have to care, you will want to, even vice versa. It's like, hold up, wait a minute, honey, you putting the dick out for everybody? Like,
Right. Yeah.
I'm telling you, on some
like
real
hold on,
shit.
wait a minute, hold up, wait a minute.
Real
I be
shit.
seeing videos on TikTok, women when they allow their man to go to the gym with gray sweatpants on. It's
You
just
can't
like,
wear no. You
Hey,
can't wear no
look
gray sweatpants.
hey, look here.
Bro.
Look here, you see something?
Hey,
Look
hey,
here,
it's swinging.
Them leggings looking too good on you right now. You
But
need
to
to
that
make a
point,
U-turn back in the house real fast. Though.
to
Look at
that point,
Yep.
Dre, I think for me,
turn that ass around.
to that point, that's the way in which I do what I want to do, right? I do what I want to do, fully aware of the possible consequences.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I
Always.
wear cat ears, possibly aware of the opportunity that somebody might talk to me, and so I get to have that conversation that I had in the what's the name. I
Mhm.
dance on OnlyFans with the possibility of somebody having the conversation, maybe with myself or my fiance, understanding what those consequences are, and either prepared for those conversations or at
Mhm.
least prepared to work through those conversations.
I'm saying, yeah.
Because some of those I'm never going to be prepared for, right?
Yeah.
But I think that's another thing that we talk about a lot. It's like people, they do things and they do what they want to do, but they are not aware of the consequences.
Yeah. Or
They're
don't
aware-
care
yeah.
about the consequences.
and they
For
don't want to
sure.
be held accountable for
Or
that.
won't be held accountable for it. Yeah.
You got to
Yeah.
be able to be held accountable for what you're doing. You got to accept, like, I like this, but this is
All
some
that
wild
comes
shit.
together. Yep.
This is
It
some
all
wild
comes
shit, but
together.
I
All
like it.
package.
And you got to know that it's some wild shit. So when people approach you, like Brian said, you're lashing out at them because you know that what you're doing is some wild shit.
Yeah, you know it's gonna go
Exactly.
down certain attention and certain words and certain, certain people gonna say certain things. So you already
Yeah.
know that.
Yeah.
Being aware is super fucking important, bro. And
Yeah.
I say it all the time. Being aware is super important. Being fucking and like I said,
Accountable,
I'm not
too.
accountable for sure.
Accountability, bro.
Accountability is one of the most important fucking things you can do as a human being in total. But like we said, like because we've had a lot of like kind of like agreeing points and similar points and shit like that. But at the same time, like your awareness, your accountability, your ability to live your life in your truth, all of that shit. But
Mhm.
also understand that it is your life and your truth. So other people aren't going to share it, like Harley just said, and have to formulate yourself to understand that even though you don't want to care about what people think when you put the purple wig on and you put the fucking, booty dress on and then you walk into a store and that one person who's ballsy enough to say, "Excuse me, ma'am, this is kind of, don't you think this is a little inappropriate for this?"
Right.
And you don't look around and say, "No, I'm mean." Blah, blah. No, you realize like society kind of doesn't deem this as, you feel me?
Yeah.
So now you can have the proper
You can have the
conversation.
proper conversation. Yeah,
I know it's a little weird, but this is me. I'm comfortable.
Yeah.
I'm just being
You
comfortable.
feel me?
Yeah.
I'm comfortable.
Yeah,
So my favorite thing is I'm comfortable. Enjoy the sights.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
always say, tag me in the photo if you got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you respect
Yeah.
it. And the person on the other side should walk away and say, "Well, hey, listen, she said her
Yeah, she
shit,
was
bitch.
cool.
Okay."
Like she was cool.
She
though.
understood.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. Yeah.
But you gonna stand
Accountability.
there and argue and bitch about it, then you just wasting your
Yeah.
fucking time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the truth.
Yeah, accountability is definitely, big. You don't want to walk out your house, shorty walk out the house, ass cheeks hanging out, and be looking like why everybody's stopping their car and shit like that.
And then
like,
you getting mad.
Yeah.
And then you getting mad and shit. Like,
Like, come on, like you knew you bought the dump truck out like that, like
Yeah,
nah,
exactly.
come on.
Exactly.
Like,
I mean, I
come
thought
on,
about
man,
that when I decided to.
I
I thought about that when I went with no bullshit therapist. I know it's gonna garner a certain attention from certain people. Some people gonna be like, "That's offensive. Why she got that in her title?" And stuff like that. I'm aware. So even if I'm on certain forums, can I say no bullshit or should I say no BS? Right?
Yeah.
Because whatever forum I'm on dictates
right.
what I use. Right? We know what
Yep.
BS means, but I'm not gonna put it out there. And that if I'm talking to, I have two sets of cards. One that I send to people for kids that says no BS. Those get no bullshit, right?
Yeah.
It just depends on, and I understand that everybody ain't for me and I ain't for everybody.
You're intelligent in that way.
You
I was
know what you gonna do.
I was just about to say that. And for people who listen, because this new generation kind of needs to, like you saying, Brian, this guidance. This is evidence and proof to be yourself, but understand that there are 8 billion people in this world. They are not
That's right.
all your target audience.
That's right.
Right.
They're not
Be yourself, because the people who fuck with you are gonna come fuck with
gonna
that.
fuck with you. Thank
People
you.
who don't though, they gonna fuck
It's
with
not
you.
my people.
And you gotta hear it, and you got, especially if you one of them people that people gonna talk about, you gotta hear it, and you gotta be like, okay,
Okay, cool. That's how you feel about it. That's how you feel about it.
Yeah.
make it them. Those are your best jokes. My best jokes are nail jokes. Like people always ask me, who wipes your ass? Oh, they just quit today. You applying? That's my
I love
best.
that.
That's my best joke, because I've been
Good
wearing
fucking
my
question.
hair this long since I was 16.
Right.
I'm 38 years old and I still don't know how y'all wipe y'all ass of this shit. Like,
There's a
I be
real
dead
damn
ass.
way.
Y'all motherfuckers be getting contraptions off of TikTok shop and
Yeah,
putting
yeah,
the toilet paper at the end of the
yeah.
stick.
Well, I'm engaged
That's
now.
crazy.
So I get my
Yeah,
ass.
bidet. Bidet is your best friend.
But yeah, but no, but it's like
Yeah, the bidet.
that's my
Oh
best-
man.
That's my best joke because that's the most common conversation, right? And I
Mhm.
can make it the bane of my existence, or I can make it
Right.
my punchline every event. And it's
Right.
my punchline every event. I know somebody's gonna say something about my nails. I get more creative with the bitches because I know that the
You know,
conversation
yeah.
is coming, and
Yeah.
I'm prepared for it. I get angry, or not angry. I get frustrated with the folks that know that this is an issue and it's gonna always be a conversation, and you make it the bane of your.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
why
Don't
you
do
gonna
that.
talk
Have
about it?
fun with it. It's you.
Yeah,
Motherfuckers be ready to start some shit, but they don't be ready to finish it a lot of the times. That's more.
Absolutely.
That's most of the time.
you gotta be ready to finish it.
Yeah.
You gotta be ready to finish it. You know.
Definitely got to be ready to finish it. Yo, man, this is one hell of an episode of Beyond 1130, man. Before we, wrap it up, any final thoughts you guys want to say, man? Before we go on out of here.
Be
Listen,
yourself,
bro.
man.
I was just about to say, be you.
I love
Be
it.
yourself, but be
Be
aware
your-
that
Yeah.
the world don't know you.
Definitely be yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody.
But know that the world don't know you, and that's
Mhm.
your
Cool.
superpower. But it's gonna also be the thing that fuck with you the most.
Yep.
That's a really
Yeah.
good way to put it, yo. Because
That's
listen,
it.
bro, I don't hate nobody, man. Well, I'm not gonna say that. I do hate some. There's some motherfuckers on this planet I'll never
Let's
be
be
with.
real.
Child predators and all this other bullshit. Good
Yeah.
night, baby. Get some sleep. But a lot of people in this world, I personally think, are just trying to get by, just trying to live their fucking life the best way they can. And to those people, I appreciate, man, because I know how hard it is. It's a struggle.
Yeah.
But I am glad that I have the ability and I'm graced with the fucking presence to not care and speak my fucking mind
Right.
as respectfully as I possibly can, but also be open for entertaining thoughts, man.
That's
I'm
the
definitely
deal.
open. I'm not a fucking closed-minded individual. Like
Yeah.
if I say some shit and I'm wrong, I'm the first motherfucker. It might take me a little while because you got to make sure that I know that I'm
you
wrong.
gotta prove to you that you wrong. Yeah.
I'm not just going, oh, okay. Like, nah,
Yeah.
fuck you. I'm gonna. You better tell me,
You
nigga.
better
Like,
tell me, right.
but I will. Oh man, damn! I didn't think the dude I was arguing on TikTok. I went and looked up. She said research, and I said, oh man, okay, maybe, but you still ain't prove a point good enough for me to say, oh, nah, there's still some shit in there. But
Mhm. Yeah.
be yourself, man. Everybody take care, bro, and watch the Beeline, yo. We back, man. I'm enjoying these conversations. We had
Right.
straight to rope last night. It was fucking great. We back
Mhm.
at it.
And let me add that if you're getting to know yourself so that you can express yourself, go talk to a therapist. And choosing empowerment is absolutely accepting the clients.
There you go.
You know,
Come on,
me and
therapy.
my whole no bullshit crew, because it ain't just
Come on,
me.
therapy.
You know what I'm saying?
There you
I'm
go.
gonna get a license, Chanel. You gonna be the reason I get a license. I'm finna work for you.
Let's do it, baby. I'd love to have you on my team.
I'm about to go to
Yeah.
school. You gonna be the reason I get a license. People been asking me, and I be like, I'm not gonna get licensed. You finna be the reason I get a
Girl,
license.
get licensed. Get licensed. Get
No
licensed.
bullshit
Or don't
therapy.
get licensed because you got more freedom if you don't get licensed, actually.
Oh, well, then I'm finna come work for
You
you.
know, so all you need is to do the coaching certificate thing or whatever.
Oh, I'm a life coach. I'm a certified
You're a life coach already? Well, you already in. That's all we need.
Hey Dre, I would make them lose the license that they don't even have because I'll be on there. My dog died when I was 11. Get the fuck
Hey, let
over
me
it
tell you something.
immediately.
That might be why it took me so long to do my podcast, because I was like, I know I'm gonna say some shit.
Yep, I'll say some
Be
shit.
in that
I'll
jump, just
be-
be like, why should I
guess
care?
what?
Yep.
I'm willing. I'm
Like-
absolutely what the license allows me to do is build insurance. It don't take away my expertise. I
Oh,
learned
shit.
that like 2020 when I had to fight for my license because somebody made a false accusation and all that.
Oh,
And I learned
okay.
during that year, Spirit said, you are not your license. Your gift is your gift. I gave it to you, is yours. You don't have to have the license. You got to find a different way to make your ends. Since this is the community you're working with, I accept insurance because I work with a community that needs to use their insurance. I intentionally work with marginalized and disenfranchised folks. They ain't got it in the pocket to do. So I want to, in order to provide access, I'm going to take as many insurances as I possibly can. If I need to, put you on a payment plan so you can keep coming to therapy. I got one guy that just lost his job and his girlfriend, and you know what I'm saying? Like, he in a low space. Why should you lose your therapist during that time? I say, look, you let me know what you can reasonably pay, and that's what we're going to work on. If I got to do a payment plan for you, then that's what we're going to work on. If we got to stretch these out from every week to every 2 or 3 weeks so you can afford to keep coming, but keep coming. Keep
Come on.
coming because you need this time, right?
Yeah.
And all that. That's for the people, baby. That's for the people. You
I
know?
love that.
I love it.
You can't hear
Real.
without
I
that
love it.
dedicatedness, you know?
I love it. I love it. That's what's up. That's what's up. Hey, look here, another episode in the books of Beyond 1130, episode 3. The Beeline, man, definitely go tune into him, man. Straight Through the Ropes is back. New episode of Talk Pro Wrestling this Saturday. Definitely make sure you go follow everyone here, Harley, Chanel, and my guy Brian B. We be back at it next week with episode 4. Anybody enjoying the Olympics though, or no?
I haven't been watching it.
I haven't
Watch
really
that
been
shit, bro.
watching it.
Okay, okay.
I just
Cool,
heard
cool, cool.
controversy and I was like,
Yeah.
fuck it, I'm talking about it. That's
I'm
me.
trying to be
Yeah.
like B and get my ass back on TikTok because I'm inconsistent.
TikTok is the
I've
shit.
I've been getting back on TikTok.
Yeah,
TikTok is the shit, yo.
gotta get
Yeah,
back on my
definitely.
stuff.
People act like you ain't getting real information, but people are full of shit. You're definitely getting
Oh, you're
information.
getting
You have to do a
information.
little research here and there, but you
Yeah,
getting
yeah,
information.
but for the most
Trying
part,
to play you like it's absolutely
Yeah.
wrong. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Stop
Yeah.
playing me.
yeah.
Big information. All right, you guys, man. Another one in the books, man. We'll see you guys next Thursday right here on Beyond 1130. From myself, Dre, aka Dre on Wheels, Harley, Chanel, and my guy Brian B. Until next time, you guys, we are out, man. Thank you guys, man.
You.
Peace.
The following is intended.